Most people view the American government as a single, unified machine of politicians calling the shots. But tracking the money reveals a system that operates on a completely different scale. Nationwide data shows exactly 90,888 distinct government entities operating across the country. Together, they manage an $8.9 trillion annual budget. To see how this affects a single taxpayer, look at Lebanon, Kansas geographic center of the United States. A resident here answers to half a dozen bosses at once. They pay taxes to the City of Lebanon, a rural fire protection district, Smith County, a unified school district, the state of Kansas, and the federal government. This web of overlapping bosses represents the intentional, decentralized architecture of the American government machine. The roster of those 90,000 entities starts at the local level. You have 39,000 special districts for specific tasks like water and transit, 12,000 school districts, 19,000 cities, and roughly 3,000 counties. These local squads handle the day-to-day governance of the country, providing 90. When a state cuts one type of tax, another inevitably rises to keep the machine running. At the top is the federal government. In 2023, the federal system collected $4.6 trillion, fueled almost entirely by individual income and payroll taxes. Most of that capital is committed to legacy obligations, such as national defense and Social Security. The feds act as a massive financial middleman, passing $1.1 trillion down to help states fund local programs. Medicaid is the primary example. States run it, but the feds match funding based on local wealth. In Mississippi, they cover 77% of Medicaid costs. The 2010 Affordable Care Act further deepened this financial link, offering states a 90% federal cost match if they expanded their Medicaid populations. The federal government functions as a primary investor, propping up the balance sheets of the thousands of smaller governments operating below it. This 90,888 entity matrix is the direct result of the 10th Amendment, which reserves any power not explicitly given to the feds for the states. In July 2025, a pivot in Washington changed the flow. The Big Beautiful Bill Act began shifting the financial weight back onto the individual states. As federal subsidies retreat, states and municipalities face immediate budget gaps. Local governments are now forced to find new revenue streams to prevent their programs from collapsing. This shift is triggering massive litigation. Different layers of government are entering legal battles over who pays. These funding disputes have immediate consequences for infrastructure. Essential services, from road repairs to mass transit, are stalling as the different layers of the machine fight over who pays. Tracking this 90,888-layer machine is the only way to anticipate the coming financial shift. As federal funding retreats, knowing which specific local entity is losing its subsidy tells you exactly where your next tax hike is coming from.